ChannelCon 2025. This is GTIA's first official event since separating from CompTIA. Dan Wensley, the new CEO, and his team did an incredible job. It's the first event, ChannelCon, that I've ever been to. As an MSP, we didn't join CompTIA. Some great things happening there, really well attended, lots of energy, lots of great news, and great time, of course, for the podcast. Started out with Michael Chester from Valmail. Great conversation with Mike, culture, curry, and cybersecurity. A fascinating background. Really enjoyed talking with Mike. Matthias Zoomer was next. I really, Matthias got a great story, great interests, steakhouse, grit to cyber. Really great conversation. I got to spend more time with Matthias as well. Really entertaining, really fascinating and smart. He was a smart man. Chris Lord, of course, from Solus. Really great. We talked on the virtually before. It was great seeing him there. We had a great conversation from soccer fields to cyber front lines. Robin Robbins, a titan in our industry for a very long time. Recently announced the Kaseya acquisition. We talked, I say, from grit to growth, but we had a really long conversation, a great conversation. I've talked to her kind of in passing over the last 20, 25 years, but it's the first time we actually had a long conversation, and she reveals a lot. Fascinating backstory. I didn't know many things about her. Thank her for the time. Really enjoyed that conversation. Ryan Walsh from PAX 8. Of course, the big PAX 8 Beyond event was recently, and known Ryan from a distance for a while. We talked just kind of here and there, but a great conversation with Ryan. Leadership, discipline. His father's an NBA coach. X's and O's. Fascinating. Pete Bussum. I've known Pete for, my goodness, 20 years. Former MSP, former Navy's veteran. What he does now to help the veterans in a nonprofit. Really exciting. Really generous. Sales and marketing is what he does. He helped our MSP do it years ago. He does it now, much more automated, AI influenced. Pete Bussum from Equilibrium. Mike Sanka, Movilla, the CEO. Great conversation. Kiteboarding. Didn't know anything about it. But how he got into project management. What's the probability of the sun not coming up tomorrow? Nadav Shanker. Great conversation with Nadav. Smart man, family man, has had Vercom for, oh my goodness, I think it's like 30 years. Great conversation from scuba to securing email is the name of the title. I really enjoyed talking to Nadav. Scott Barlow. I've known Scott for, oh my goodness, since the Reflection days, so at least 15 years. First time, we had a conversation like this. He was fantastic. He knows what he's doing. He's my favorite geologist. I did not know he had a degree in geology. We take that right into Sophos, right into security. Great conversation with Scott. Thank him for that. Vicky Bruns, my goodness. I've known Vicky for a long time as well. Smart, engaging, rides horses. And for a long time, and I open with that and how it can help us about learning about how MSPs grow. Great conversation with Andreas Ambul. Great talking to Andreas at Net3. They're doing great things there in private cloud. We talked about football and baseball, kind of the upbringings, how team sport helps in helping teams and helping companies. Great conversation with Andreas. Stan, even off. The first time meeting Stan, of course, I know his partner or CEO, Anoop. They're at ThreatMate. They're doing incredible things with penetration, with pen tests, and automating them. And really great conversation. But we opened up with guitars. He likes guitars. He likes music, and we just go right from guitar riffs to red teams. And we ended it with Cassie Jeppson. I've known Cassie for 5-6 years now. They're at Lenovo. Fascinating woman. She has a big farm, although she never was raised in a farm, but she has one now, makes her own items that she sells at farmers markets. We talk about that and talk about what Lenovo is doing now to help MSPs. Great 3 or 4 days there in Nashville at ChannelCon. Thanks so much for listening and watching. Hi, I'm Joey Pinz, and here's my 45-second introduction. After starting my business in the 90s, I started developing poor habits of eating in my diet because I was working way too much. Before you know it, I found myself 340 pounds. The doctor told me if I don't lose the weight, I'm not going to see my daughter graduate. Took the next 7 months, lost 130 pounds. People think there's some secret. Ask me, how'd you lose that weight? Like there's some secret. There is no secret. How'd I lose the weight? Just one word, discipline. I've had other successes in life, and I attribute them all to discipline. Now, I'm not the king of discipline, but I believe believe that it can help all of us. Friends, colleagues convinced me to start a podcast. The podcast mission: how do we better ourselves and society? I talk to interesting people in health, fitness, sport, wellness, business, technology, science, art, and culture. And I eventually ask them how discipline plays a role in their life. Podcast vision: growth through learning from others.
All right, I can do that.
Perfect. So when you're making this jam and mustard for the farmer's market, how do you make it?
Very carefully.
A lot of sugar?
Well, the jam has sugar. And so, yeah, the jam has sugar. The mustard doesn't. But yeah.
So jam. So you get the fruit, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
Your latest one was what?
I remember what I made last. Probably peach jam.
Peach.
Yeah, so I do peach. I did a strawberry rhubarb this year. Blackberries.
In this fast-paced MSP landscape, how do you stay ahead? Introducing MSPinfluencer.com, your ultimate hub for MSP news, insights, and community connection, powered by Forza Dash. More than 75,000 MSPs subscribe to our MSP Influencer Pulse weekly newsletter, staying informed and ahead of industry trends. Tune in to emerging podcasts from Joey Pinz and leading MSP voices, offering essential tips, powerful insights, and success stories. Explore our multi-authored blogs, crafted specifically for MSP leaders, delivering fresh perspectives and actionable strategies. Celebrate excellence with the industry-leading Forza Dash MSP Influencer Awards, recognizing innovation, leadership, and impact in the MSP community. Join thousands of MSP professionals who trust MSPinfluencer.com to grow their business and expand their networks. MSPinfluencer.com, where today's MSP leaders connect, collaborate, and conquer, all powered by the Forza Dash platform, helping MSP vendors work effectively with MSPs and helping MSPs grow.
It's almost time for blackberry again. And,
so whatever's in season?
Yeah, whatever's in season.
And are you're taking off the skin? I mean, how much of this work are you doing?
It depends on the fruit as to, how much labor is entailed. But each one has a prep process and then a cooking process, and then you bottle it. And I use mason jars.
Right.
So you bottle it in the jar and then you can it. So.
And you make enough for yourself and the neighbors, and then enough to sell.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
And a basket of peaches makes how many mason jars of jam?
Great question. So it takes about 8 cups of fruit
Whoa.
to make 8-ounce jars of jam.
Whoa.
So it's
Wow.
yeah. So I mean it's a 2.5 to 3 pounds of fruit.
Right.
That will give you 8-ounce jars of jam.
And how long does it keep?
According to the FDA, then it keeps for 18 months.
I see.
According to my grandmother, it keeps for your lifetime.
Can it get contaminated?
I mean, it can. So different environmental changes, temperature is a big thing. And so if the temperature fluctuates too much, then it can compromise the seal on the jar.
I see.
And then your jam can become contaminated. So you just got to watch for the discoloration.
And it's cool making something from your own hands that you can then bring to a market and give to others.
Yeah. I mean, like
it's cool.
I tell my family that I show my love through food. So it's just something that I enjoy doing, and they benefit from it.
Is yellow mustard real mustard?
So it's in the eye of the beholder.
This is controversial because I say no right away, but you one who makes it.
Well, so the yellow mustard that I make is more of a European style yellow mustard. So it's different from like the French's.
Right. Which is pure dye.
Well, it comes from mustard seeds. It's one of the ingredients, right?
I see.
And so I use a yellow mustard
I'm sorry,
seed.
not French's. I was thinking Kraft.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, not French's. Yeah, Kraft. It's pure yellow dye.
Yeah. So mustard is relatively simple from an ingredient perspective, right? So it does have the mustard seed. I used turmeric for flavor and color. There's a little bit of sugar, and then there's vinegar in it as well. And so it's relatively simple, but there's a cooking process and kind of a chemistry to it. And then my brown mustard is a mix of brown and yellow, actually. And so I start with a brown mustard seed, and they're pretty potent. And so I soak them for 2 to 3 days to just reduce some of the spice, if you will, the bite.
Really?
And then I grind it a little bit. So I still have partial seed in there just for additional flavor. And then I do mix that with a vinegar and a little bit of yellow mustard too.
And how long have you been making mustard?
A minute.
Really? And you incorporate it. I mean, mustard is. I come from an Italian background. We don't use a lot of mustard there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just not available in Italy. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know. That's interesting.
But
I
it's
didn't know
so
that.
delicious, though.
It is.
When it's real mustard. And is it heavy seeded?
So the brown mustard that I make is seeded, but the yellow mustard is more of a thicker, pasty type of consistency.
Have you always lived on a farm?
No.
So as a kid, you weren't on a farm at all?
I was a suburbs neighborhood girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now you've got turkeys and chickens and
Yeah, we raise, so pigs are our primary.
pigs are your primary.
Yeah. So so the hogs are kind of what people know us for. And then we have turkeys and chickens. We have a cow. You know, she'll be great steaks one day.
Yes.
And then, you know, making a lot of soups and sauces and you know, canned vegetables and fruits and all of the things. Relish is a good one.
Relish. Do pigs have personalities?
Yeah, they're like dogs.
Was it Winston Churchill? He had a quote which says, "Don't have a cat. They look down on you. A dog looks up to you, but a pig treats you as an equal."
I mean, there's a pack mentality there, just like with any animal, and so you do have to establish yourself in the pack and you know have a level of respect there.
Wow.
Yeah. Just you know, any herd animal, you have to find your place in the herd of the pack, right? But the pigs do have their own personalities, and you got to figure it out, right? They're each motivated a little bit differently.
Are they really?
Mostly food motivated, but.
And they're wrongly, well, all animals pretty much, but they're wrongly accused of being dirty. Don't they live like the furthest away from their feeding is always furthest away from where they...
Yeah, they're very particular.
Yeah.
And so as far as that's concerned, then, you know, they don't eat in the, you know, same areas where other things are happening.
Right.
But as far as being dirty, then they love the mud.
Right.
You know, and they do eat a lot of things. They're not too particular about that. But we have a pretty strict regimen for what we feed them. But anything that is like table scraps or something like that, then we only give that as a treat.
I see.
And so they really like watermelon or any type of melon. Pumpkins and squash, they really enjoy that. Bananas. You know,
Fruit.
They love
Sweet.
fruits and vegetables. We really don't give them a lot of sweets, if you will, that aren't natural.
Right.
In those treats, but yeah, they get really excited about it. So.
You know, like my daughters, as soon as we introduce fruit, they just wouldn't eat the vegetables anymore. You know, it's just something happens there naturally. So we're here in Nashville at the GTIA. I still want to say ChannelCon.
I know, it's hard.
Yeah. What are some of your goals this week?
You know, really, it's just about being here, networking, and building relationships. You know, my best part of my day is to learn from partners and understand what their goals are and how we can fit in and to complement that. And, you know, Lenovo wants to be the most relevant vendor out there. And what better way to become that than to listen and to build those relationships and to just to really understand. And the direct requests and recommendations certainly don't hurt either, right?
Why should an MSP partner with Lenovo?
Well, you know, Lenovo is a partner-centric organization. And so over 85% of our business is done through channel partners. Wow. That other 15% is typically really large companies that require a direct relationship.
Sure.
Or, you know, specialty things that aren't standard to go through the channel. But we feel that the partners are truly an extension of our team. And so we treat them that way, and we feel like it is a true partnership and an established relationship that goes both ways, right? And so our goal is to establish that level of trust and to build our joint business and serve our mutual customers together. Now, our MSP program was built with partners. So we had an idea. You know, I realized that our traditional program was very monolithic, I guess is the right answer. There was only one flavor of it. And we were not recognizing the individual needs of the unique partners that we had in our membership. And so I kind of set out on a quest to understand what are the different partner types that were the majority of our membership. And it was very evident very quickly that we were underserving the MSP market. And so it took a while for me to figure out how to do that differently. And I've worked with MSPs for the better part of 15 years. And so I had an idea. But I don't like to make assumptions because I think that gets you in trouble, right? If I make assumptions for your business, I'm going to get it wrong every single time. And so I went right to the source, and we started for about a year, 8 months to a year. We just started going to industry events and going to where MSPs were, and our agenda was to listen and to learn. And there were a lot of the MSP partners that were leveraging Lenovo, but they would have liked to have leveraged us in a different way or had a different type of relationship. And so through that feedback that the MSPs were providing, then we crafted our MSP pathway and our specific incentive program called Boost for the MSPs. And so now we have MSP, Lenovo 360 for MSP as that pathway. And that is kind of a journey. Right, we have these different partner journeys based on how their go-to-market goes and the goals and initiatives that they have. And so we do have one for MSPs. And it's all about making sure that we're engaging at the right time. And that's kind of the mantra of Lenovo 360 is meeting the partner wherever they are in their journey. Whether they're just starting out, whether they've been in the industry for 100 years, or if they're adjusting their business model. Or if they're multi-pronged in their business model, then it's about what can we do to engage better today so that we are mutually benefiting from the relationship today, tomorrow, and in the future. And so it comes to three main pillars, and that is connect, enable, and grow. And so from a connection perspective, all about the relationship, understanding what makes them tick. What are the goals of that particular partner, and where can we fit in to be a small part of that story? And then from an enablement perspective, tools, resources, incentives, people, time, all of the things. How are we leaning in to make sure that we are contributing and providing the best experience that we can. And then growth is that the incentive element, making sure that we're having setting goals and having foresight together, and that we're really looking towards the future in that mutual relationship and growth. And so this is kind of long-winded, right, to answer your question, but we have something beautiful that's happening here.
Pretty cool.
And it's made a huge difference for us to be more relevant and to be more agile at the same time. So with the tight relationships and the trust and the way that we're able to lean in, not just for MSPs, for all partners, but there's a special place in my heart for an MSP, so I like to talk about them a little bit more, that we're able to do things and pivot in different ways than others in the industry. And then we have that willingness. We're a large company, but we try to behave more agile than the large Titanics, right? And so you get that small company feel and that true family level engagement, from Lenovo, because that's how we run our business and that's how our internal culture is. And so it's natural for us to extend that to the rest of our teams, which are our partners.
When MSPs are choosing or looking for a great hardware vendor, what questions should they be asking? What should they be looking for?
I think that the technology really speaks for itself, right? And so, MSPs are looking for a technology brand that's going to help them to continue to build their reputation and their relationships with their customers. So obviously that's first and foremost. But for a vendor partner, it's about the relationship, right? You want to do business with people that you like, with people that you can trust, that are genuine and authentic in the way that they're engaging with you, and that are able to listen and apply the recommendations and really see and hear and act on the needs that you have. And I think that that's hard to find. And so when you find a vendor that can do those things,
Hey, Joey Pinz here. Want to take your podcast experience to the next level? I'm excited to invite you to become a YouTube member. It's the absolute best way to support the channel and enhance your connection. Join our amazing community and unlock the incredible perks, custom loyalty badges, exclusive emojis, and priority comment replies. Your voice will always stand out. Be the first to watch new videos with early access, receive special membership shoutouts, and get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos and updates. Dive into content available only to our members, special videos, deep dives, and insider perspectives. Engage directly with me. Suggest podcast topics you want to hear, and even get personalized video shoutouts. Hit the join button right now and become part of something special. Let's build this amazing community together. I can't wait to welcome you as a new member. Join the Joey Pinz family today.
That's a marriage made in heaven, right? So,
talk to MSPs. I'm a former MSP, as you know, and I talk to them almost every day. The things that keep them up at night has been pretty consistent the last 5-6 years. First, cybersecurity. They're worried if their clients get hacked. They've got to allocate resources. They're going to lose money. They're probably going to get fired. They might even get sued. Big worry about them. 2 is human capital. If their techs leave, how are they going to replace them? How are they going to get new techs? Unemployment in IT is, in the States, 1%. It's so low. And lastly is just generally growth. They're tech-led. They're not strongest, most of them, many, at the kind of soft skills of sales and marketing. Their friends are still in their MSPs because private equity has poured in hundreds of millions of dollars. And how can they organically grow? How does Lenovo help in any of those?
Loaded question's going to get a loaded answer,
good.
Right? Okay, so first and foremost, in terms of cybersecurity, then it's probably a little known fact, but our security team is very decorated.
Really?
At Lenovo, yeah. So a lot of our security team has ties to the government, and so we like if you can be secure enough for the government, then you're secure enough for most industries, right? And so the majority of our security team has former government ties, and have been in cybersecurity at the front lines for many years. And so we have the experts on our team to be able to, advise in the right ways. And then we leverage that experience and that knowledge base in building out our technology. And so we call it ThinkShield technology, but it's all about security and making sure that we're protected. And it starts really at product development, right? And so even from our supply chain, we call it zero trust supply chain. And so we're secure from the first piece of recycled plastic that goes into the PC all the way up to the silicone. And we have very high standards for all of the organizations that we work with to be able to put the final devices together. And that's true for both the PC side as well as the infrastructure side, and Motorola is part of Lenovo as well. So that ThinkShield technology, that zero trust supply chain, and that security expertise and knowledge goes into everything that we do. And it's really a thread throughout the culture of Lenovo. So we're very passionate about security. Each one of our devices has several different security features, just depending on which one you're looking at, to be able to assist with that level of security. Whether it's something as simple as a privacy screen on your PC, so that if you're in the airport and somebody's sitting next to you or standing behind you, that they're not able to see what's on your screen, all the way up to the strictest security regulations in any type of environment. So first and foremost, there's that. Each one of our employees goes through pretty rigorous security training, just in our daily practices.
Oh, really?
Multiple times a year. So we, just cybersecurity training specifically, but also in our device training and industry knowledge of security practices. Then from a human capital perspective, so I mentioned that we view partners as an extension of our teams, and we hope that they view us as an extension of theirs. We truly believe that it takes a village, and we're here to be part of that village with and for the partners. We have several different training modules that we engage in with the partners to assist with industry level knowledge as well as product knowledge. For our MSPs specifically, then we actually reward MSPs for some of that training.
Wow.
For all partners, there's certifications through Lenovo from a product and solution type perspective. But in our MSP program, then there are incentives for any major industry certification. We know that that's a huge benefit for the MSPs to provide to those credentials to their customers, and we want to be able to support that in any way that we can. We regularly have different webinars and training and boot camps and things like that we're running as well. And then we also have different publications where we're partnering with folks like Canalys or IDC or insert analyst here to be able to GTIA obviously to be able to look at the statistics and share those with our partners. I think that you had attended some of our MSP Roadshow events, and we partner with these folks to be able to bring some of those analytics and statistics to the MSPs in those types of events as well. And then my team hosts regular webinars where we share some of that data too. If we have it and we're allowed to share it, then why not? If we can assist, there's so many tidbits of information that can make a huge difference in a go-to-market strategy or in a conversation with a customer or in selecting what type of technology should I offer in my portfolio. Then if we can help to alleviate some of the stress of that decision making or those interactions or prep, then we definitely want to do that as well. And then your third question was about growth. Isn't that what we're all here for, right? And so we have a lot of different ways to be able to engage with partners to talk about that growth strategy. And, it's awesome to have those conversations because no two partners are the same. And each partner is bringing their unique value and their secret sauce to the table. And some of those brainstorming sessions and strategy planning, the results that happen out of those conversations are so meaningful for both parties, and that's really where the magic happens. So I love to talk to partners about the art of the possible and help to just kind of break down any barriers to foster innovative thought and create just wonderful things together where we're able to serve customers in new and unique ways and create really great experiences. I call it the moments that matter, but there are just different things that a customer is looking for. And again, no two customers are the same.
Right.
So some of those moments may be different depending on your customer. But you have to think about both the positive and the challenging times. And typically when a customer comes to you, then they have a challenge that they're trying to overcome. And if you can assist them in that moment, then you become part of their thread, part of their story. And that's where the relationship just gets bigger and moments happen and magic happens.
Cassie, you can go onto the Lenovo website and order a PC. So what's different about the MSP experience there? Do they have their own way of doing it? Do they get discounts? How does that work?
So we have multiple ways for partners to engage with us at Lenovo. And it's really all about, again, meeting the partner where they are and engaging in the way that they want to engage. So we have more of the traditional through distribution purchase patterns. And the majority of our partners really like the distribution experience. And so we foster that and try to make it as easy as possible. And then there's other partners that prefer more of a direct engagement, and there's a path for that as well. And we're working on a hybrid approach. So there's lots of things to come, but everything that we're doing is at the request of the partner. And I think that's really the most important thing is that there's no one way and there might be one partner that engages in all 3, 4, 5 different ways. So the best thing is to allow us to have a conversation. Let us learn a little bit more about your business, and then we can make those recommendations and share the specific details, and then you choose, as a partner. And that's kind of what I love about Lenovo is that we are flexible. And while we do have a specific program, the Lenovo 360 for MSP pathway, and we do have a specific incentive program that was designed with and for the MSP called Boost, then it doesn't mean it's the right one for every MSP. But it does mean that we have one that is right for you. And so it's about the conversation and making, and us, having the opportunity to share the different opportunities and the different pathways for the partners. And then let's pick the right one for you today.
Cassie, what kind of MSP is not a fit?
Great question. I haven't found one yet. So there's so many different pathways at Lenovo and different types of engagement. Then there's normally something for everyone.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's kind of the difference between a Ford and a Chevy. That some people have their preferences and loyalties, and I totally respect that. But I will say that I have typically been a Chevy girl my whole life, and my husband drives a Dodge.
I see. And it's still a peaceful household.
It's still a peaceful household, but just having that open mind for consideration, even if you do have that brand loyalty and are in a relationship or an experience, then it's okay to look at the menu and determine if there are things that would be beneficial for your company. And whatever the decision of the partners, we're here to help, and we're here to listen and just be part of the story and lean in any way that we can.
What's your favorite part about working with the MSPs, Cassie?
The passion, the relationship, just the whole experience. I love the camaraderie in the MSP community, and definitely makes me want to attend many more.
Want to show your love for discipline, inspiration, and the Joey Pinz podcast? Now's your chance. Introducing the brand new Joey Pinz merch store, where style meets discipline. Choose from premium apparel, cozy hoodies, stylish hats, durable bags, and your new favorite coffee mug, all featuring the iconic Joey Pinz logo. Perfect for podcast fans, discipline enthusiasts, or as unique gifts for friends and family. Every purchase supports the Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations podcast, helping us continue to inspire greatness and promote positive change. Visit joeypinz.com/store today and wear your discipline proudly. Joey Pinz merch. Wear it, share it, and live it.
MSP events, right? But yeah, that's really my favorite part is the friendships, the relationships that are forged here.
So I'm not sure if I ever told you. I think I did, but I started the MSP back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I sold in 2019. And in the 90s, I was in my 20s. I was working, I was trying to build a business, working way too hard, 14, 16-hour days. You're no stranger to this. Putting my health in the back seat. Not working out as much as I should, and I'm in front of the doctor, and she tells me I'm at 340 pounds. So I'd gained all of this terrible weight, barely recognized it. Your body's amazing. It just adjusts. But she says to me, if you don't lose this weight, you're not going to see your daughter graduate. So my daughter was just born, scared the life out of me. Spent the next 6-7 months, lost about 120 pounds. Kept it off. You can't look at it as a finishing line, right? These are lifelong changes you have to make. When I tell people this story, they always say, well, what's your secret? What'd you do? And I say, there's no secret, just discipline, right? I got focus, willpower, routine. How does discipline play a role in your life, Cassie?
Every way in my life, right? So I think that everyone has an element of discipline to their life, right? So for me, it's my discipline is driven by my why. Let's go back to Simon Sinek, right?
Yes.
And so my why is making a difference. And there are some days that difference, that fulfillment, that difference that I feel that I can make is when I do get the opportunity to talk to MSPs and partners about their goals, and when I can contribute a small portion to helping them to achieve those goals. And other days, it's 7th and 8th grade math and helping my kids with their homework, right? But it's the small wins. But it's making sure that when I wake up every day, that I'm feeling that passion and that drive, and that I'm able to connect and build those relationships, further the relationship and the engagement in some way. And then the other part of the discipline is being an active listener in all of those things. And so the more that I listen, the more I'm able to take specific action and take the feedback and build recommendations, build business cases for additional investment, new experiences, new pathways, new tools that we may need to consider, and how we can show up and be the most relevant vendor out there. And I'm able to leverage that discipline in listening and be able to coach my team in different ways as well. Because if I'm not the only one that needs to listen, right? And so it takes a village, and we are that village that's here to listen, here to act, and here to lean in based on that specific feedback. And so discipline is really a thread in all of the things that we do.
I appreciate your time. I've known you like 4 or 5 years now. You said you were at Lenovo for 6 years.
Yeah.
It's gone by in an
very
instant.
fast.
Yeah. If anybody listening, watching, how can they get in touch with you?
So my
LinkedIn?
email is cjeppson@lenovo.com. Definitely connect with me on LinkedIn. And I would love to connect, would love to understand your story, your strategy, and start building that relationship.
Thank you so much for your time today, Cassie.
I really appreciate yours.
Bye
This
now.
is always
Thank you for listening and or viewing Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations. Please share this episode with 1 or 2 of your friends who you think may benefit from the episode. Our website, www.joeypinz.com. There you'll find lots of resources, and you could join our mailing list. Please follow us on all our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Podcast information, the video version of our podcast is on YouTube. Please subscribe. Audio is on all major podcasting platforms. Please follow them. And if you like it, please consider giving 5-star rating. Would really appreciate that. Thank you again for listening or watching Joey Pinz Discipline Conversations.